Yep, yep. Oh my god. Literally, dude. I follow some of these fucking crypto names. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's like pretty much the same thing that I already said. Oh my god. Holy, look at fucking Arc, dude. Same play, retrace into OTE and go. Literally. Oh my god. All right, welcome back, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning into another little stream. We are back here. I'm joined by Mr. Hazed.
Yo, yo, yo.
Oh, who did the meow? Did you do the meow? Meow. Alrighty, and today we are gonna do the same old thing. We're gonna review the price action on NQ that we saw during the day, kind of the trades that we took. We'll actually review one from this morning that we outlined on our stream, and then we are gonna take a gander at some of the cryptos and update those names of what we saw from yesterday and where we are at today. Quite a run on Crypto Ripto. If you guys are watching all the names that we've outlined, they went absolutely fucking nuts. Into the beginning of the week, we kind of retraced. All right, so we kind of almost left a little Wednesday low of the week, Wednesday/Tuesday low of the week. So now it's looking for a nice continuation, similar on NQ. Tomorrow, I believe if you are trading some prop firms, they are gonna have a shortened day on this. Gonna reopen at the same time at 6 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, another early close for the 4th of July. So just stay cautious tomorrow. They can do whatever the fuck they want. It's non-farm payroll. I'm hands off. I'm not taking any trades tomorrow. Personally, if you are, completely up to you. I'm still going to do the stream tomorrow morning. I'm going to outline it. There's not going to be a stream on Friday morning or Friday evening, as I'll be busy. And then we'll be back on Saturday with y'all, most likely. Hopefully.
Saturday night I'll be back.
Yeah.
From
your little trip.
birthday.
No, be
Birthday
little.
shenanigans.
Yeah, Mr. Hayes' birthday is on Friday, so make sure you guys wish him a happy birthday. If you don't, you're banned. Won't allow you to watch these streams. Kidding. All right, let's take a look at NQ here. This morning, if you were watching, we were closely monitoring this hourly candle, and we were also watching this 15-minute range, right? We outlined this OTE on the 15, or this projection rather, on the 15-minute, right? So we had this projection to the downside. We kind of had these levels lining up a little bit, but this -3, look at where we bounced today. Look at this -3 right here, and look at that bounce, right? That is right below the sweep of previous day low. And this is one thing that we will also outline. So previous day low sweep. I need to post these as I also go, just so I make sure I have these. Then I don't have to come back to them. All right, so 15-minute, right? Nice little projection leg over here. So projection giving us this downside. Sweep of PDL. And hitting the -3 of the projection. One thing that we did outline this morning is the fact that we had a nice... So London has swept the top of the Asian session, and then it was coming down for the bottom of the Asian session, right? We've already swept when we were outlining it. Wednesday journal. So whenever we were outlining it, we have already swept that level. So we were outlining it around over here. So we've kind of swept that low, and we were just kind of watching what price was doing. We swept this liquidity, right? Saw a little bounce over here, but couldn't quite hold it up. as that was going into the beginning of the hour. So we saw a little hourly open high, low close, and that was this 8 a.m. hour, right? So you can see how it retraced up first, rejected this, the top of this hourly candle, right? Or almost like this breakout level right here, rejected that, sold back down. As we were watching this hourly, we're like, yeah, well, we still have some levels to the downside, right? This previous day low was right here. So we were closely monitoring that level. And on stream, I was kind of going back and forth between outlining crypto and also watching the charts. What up, world? So we were saying, all right, well, if we sweep previous day low and we hold above it on this hourly especially, we can see a continuation up. On the 4 hour, this was another big thing. On the 4 hour, we said over here, well, this might look like a rising 3. So if they close back above this, right, we initially started looking over here when this wick was not over here. When this wick was not there, we were looking at this 4 hour, we were saying, okay, well, the body needs to stay above this 22,689.50, right? And then we started getting really nasty, but then look at where the body closed, and then we got a rising 3. That is literally what we talked about yesterday. Like the setup that we talked about yesterday, we're like, you want to see it hold, right? And you want to make sure you have context. So our context here was the fact that we swept previous day low, and now the body was closing above. We had some liquidities to the upside. And look at this next 4 hour candle. Barely any wick to the downside, and just an absolute fucking expansion, right? Now looking back on the hourly, you can see this body didn't close below it. We saw a nice little wick on the 5 minute. You could see we had no body closes below that previous day low. Same with the 15 minute. So that was telling us, okay, we can see a nice little retrace to the upside. Over here, one of the other things that we like to look at is the CE of these wicks, right? Typically, if we are looking for a reversal on the candle, we're not only looking at the bottom or in the down close candle, we're looking for the close of that candle to hold, and that will give us the continuation up. But also, we're looking at the 50% of the wick that it has formed. So right here, you can see we retraced right here at that 9 a.m. hour. Where did 9 a.m. start? 9 a.m. over here, right? Gave us an initial retrace on the hour. That tapped into the 50% over here. 50% of this hourly candle, right? And that was pretty much where we said, all right, let's start looking for longs over here, right? This was the outline that we posted. We said, given that it is an S&D day, not only did we outline this inside our Discord, which was you guys that are in there, had that way before the stream. We said, well, the only thing that would make sense, given it is an S&D day, is the fact that we can come up and retest these London highs, or like even this little high, right? Because that's the liquidity that stands out the most. And look at the ripper that we had from here. And then it continued. I mean, after this, it was pretty much done. Took this trade. It's pretty solid. Closed it out. Fucked off. There was no need to take any more trades. That is pretty much what we saw over here on that 15-minute. On the hourly, on the 4 hour, that was our logic, right? Over here at 9:30, you could have taken continuation as we have held this fair value gap, right? This fair value gap holds, we continue to the upside. And that was the play. That was the play of the day over here. So hold of the PDL with, I think we also outlined this on Twitter too. PDL with oh my god, with non-displacement, 50% of the hourly wick. Right, that is what we had on that 5-minute, 15-minute, hourly. So we just scrolled through all the important time frames, right? The hourly and the 4 hour were pretty important time frames to watch today. Like specifically watching those today would have given you whatever you needed to see on these, across these. And yeah, we had a nice little order block over here, right? Price didn't necessarily retrace to it, but we still held that, right? So there was a little breakaway block, I believe is what you would call it. And then a little manipulation over here on that 15-minute. They left that bluntly. So tomorrow we can look for this level over here, this blunt little candle, right? Because typically when they leave a blunt candle, that means there are positions trapped in here. or stops, trapped, whatever you wanna call it. Somebody's trapped over here, so they need to come let them out, retest that level. Likely see that. I don't even know what can happen tomorrow. I'm not gonna speculate. We'll come back tomorrow in the morning, and we are gonna review what happened overnight, and then give you guys a little outline for the day. So I'm saying it right now, I'm not taking any trades tomorrow. Anything that I will take tomorrow is going to be an outline. There's not going to be any trades happening for me tomorrow. Only ones, maybe some crypto. And with that, let's go over to our charts and take a look at some cryptos. I'm not going to lie. I have taken some of them like around this area initially, as this was like that little range that I was looking for, at least on some of them. So last night I was pretty red. I was down quite a bit, and I resisted every urge to sell because of how good the setups looked. And today we are in green. That was
sure fucking hope so.
Huh? Yeah, sure. Dude, yeah. If I would have sold yesterday, I would have just been like break even.
Yep.
Pretty much. But today, let's take a little screenshot. I'm trading a small account, y'all. So it's nothing huge. 126% on the account. Not bad. So from here, right, all of our little outlines have played out, right? The step of the OTEs on like ARC was one of the ones that we were looking at. Let's look at the ones that we've had. ARC went pretty nicely. INJ this morning, you were texting me about it. Look at the completion of the animal and then Ripper from there. I think we outlined this one on stream yesterday. I was like, yeah, this looks pretty good for an animal completion and reversal out of it. As well as the retest of this range, right? That 705 hit that, almost retested the CISD right there, tapped a little bit into this fair value gap, and now seeing the solid continuation out of it. INJ is one of those. Once we clear above these dailies over here around this little area, yeah, if we see a solid displacement through that, we'll see a nice continuation to the upside out of it. Kind of a break of this trend line, similar to SCA that we outlined yesterday. We were just talking about it over here. I think I took a small little trade over here. We went pretty good. What was that? 39% on the day. It's fucking nuts. The fuck. But looking for a similar setup like this, right? The breakout of this, I think Link has that setup. Link, yeah, it's got this LRLR. I've been staring at this fucking thing. So I want to see a little continuation out of here. Get the CISD on the daily, and we get a nice continuation up. See, it's trying to break that 200. So once that is broken, I think we'll see a nice ride to the upside. Super was one of the ones that we were pounding the table on. Super, we were saying, looks super good. Super looks super good. We were looking for some upside on it. Same thing, right? Retrace over here. Sweep of this blunt candle. Tap into the 705. And then we see a nice little continuation to the upside. A little bit of a nasty rejection right there on that weekly open. So we want to see if they want to continue pumping this one up. Might trim majority of my position actually on Super, and then we can see how much higher it can go. I think that'll be a smart move on my part.
I trimmed heavy today just because I don't want to stress about it. I remember last 4th of July and it fucking
yeah, you
hurt.
were telling me.
Made me real sad.
Oh my god.
I don't want to be sad on my birthday, so I chose money and happiness instead.
Yeah, that's fucking fair, dude. So Super, I'm gonna take a lot of that off. A lot of it off and probably move the fucking stop a little closer.
Yeah. Gotta protect the mental too.
Mm-hmm.
just as well as the money.
That is the fucking truth. Super, we're gonna scoot my thing up a little bit closer right there. I guess so if I get stopped out on super, I don't really care now. Super, ING we just outlined. Phyllis. Phil is looking pretty decent too. Phil, right, if it gets above this 200, same thing. We have all of these little that grind to the downside, this trend line. If we break the 200 and the trend line, a lot of these names can freaking go. That is just, I just have a feeling for it. That same feeling that you talk about, it just like, it looks like it wants to just break that and go heavy to the upside.
Do it.
Near.
It looks good on the 4 hour. So
Yeah, on the daily, yeah, you can see everything's kind of tapping into that 200, knocking on the door. You can only knock on that door so many times before they open it up.
yeah.
So,
And like I was looking through some of these, there's a lot that are like at the weekly open and the 200 EMA is right there too. So like if those both break simultaneously, it's going to be a good rip.
yeah, it's gonna be an insane one. Popcat, that was one of the ones that I was also pounding the table on. No, actually, let's review this really fucking good setup that we outlined on live last night. So Popcat, right, retrace into the 705, retest of the 705 range as well. And now this one is getting that CISD, I believe, on the daily. Oh, I already got that. Yeah, right there. But retrace, and we have this animal completion. I would love to see it somewhere over here in this area. We can come up, of course, above this X point and sweep those liquidities. But for me, right now, this looks like a decent point just based on the animal outline. What else we got? Let me just go down the list of this shit. LPT, I'm still not hating longs on it, right? My weekly little animal. I would still love for it to continue to the upside, considering how big these moves happen, how big of moves we have seen, even though they're wiki sometimes. I would love to see an expansion on this animal on LPT. I think that would give me some peace of mind. LPT. I am currently a little down in this position, but would love to see this thing expand. SEI retested this fair value gap, right? Revisited it. A little bit of rejection on that previous day high, so this one might not be the best for right now. UMA and Bonk. Bonk is seeing a nice fucking ripper. I love that.
Yeah, that's what I said earlier when he hopped on. It's looking good.
Yeah, Bonk is looking good. Not loving that daily blunt, but you know what? If it looks good, it looks good. Let me trim some of my bonk as well. Probably take like trim half. Is Anchor Panker. Anchor's still looking good to the upside. I like that we displaced above this previous daily close, and now we're holding above it. So it's above the weekly. Now it just needs that CISD on that daily, and then it can see a nice rise to the upside on Anchor. I don't think I am in any anchors. I'm not. ARC. Yeah, no Anchor. Ape. I think Shane was pounding the table on this one last night. Yep. Retrace into the OTE of this range right here. Right, we can even take this whole thing. I think 618 or so. Yeah, that 618 tap and a solid continuation. It's got all of this LRLR. So Ape can really see a nice move to the upside from here. Dot went absolutely insane today. I think you were talking about it too, even though you hate this
I
one.
longed it last night.
Hells yeah. Oh yeah, I saw you shit. That was nice. That was good. Much deserved.
Still hate it, but
Still hate it, but if it pays the bills. But yeah, dot ENS, similar setup to dot right there. So break of this weekly and that 200 EMA, and we'll see a nice continuation up. FET, Insider Discord, I said don't sleep on FET or Jupe. Look at this nice fucking ripper on the daily. These good. Like, FET and Jupe pay really nicely. Catch them at the right time. Phyllis is looking decent to the upside too. I just like going into the fourth. I might have to take some of these positions off. I did go.
it could be fireworks. But I mean, if you're busy throughout the day, don't want to be sitting on your phone, fucking crying while everyone else is cheering and watching fireworks.
Yeah, that's
Take them off.
fucking true. That is fucking true.
I'll never forget. I was on top of a mountain with our friends. Everyone's like, "Happy birthday!" and I'm watching the fireworks, just looking at my port, just bleeding out.
Just fucking tears rolling down your face. Like
That Pepe where he's like smiling and crying at the same time.
They don't know I long crypto.
They don't know I was rich yesterday.
Oh, that's crazy. IMAX link, similar setup, right? Break of this. As we discussed, we want to see a break of this trend line for a solid continuation to the upside. Link Maria, Popcat, we just went over that one. Theta. Yeah, I feel like a lot of those were solid entries, so it's just kind of waiting for these expansions to see what they want to do into the end of the week. Honestly, it's kind of like it went into that OTE on the 4 hour. You can look for another daily OTE. Maybe retest of previous day equals, right? Wouldn't be bad for some continuations up. But the way these weeklies are forming out, looks like they really wanted to just put in that Wednesday low of the week before they continue to the upside. Zeta.
Jasmine.
Jasmine, XS, boom, HNT.
Might open something on Jasmine just because the last time I was in Moab, it made me very happy.
Oh, yeah. This one I feel like is a sleeper.
Look at the daily.
Yeah. This wick looks fucking solid.
I mean, stop below that daily low and just adjust risk for it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's daily OTE and that daily FVG, bodies closed above. I don't see how you can go wrong with Jasmine here.
I like that.
That daily, I don't think that daily retraces, especially with how it closed back up into that body of the previous day.
Yep. Yeah,
I mean, I've
like
said that
this.
before, but
yeah, but that
looks like that could get fucking sandy. Like, just imagine this daily candle expanding above those two previous down candles.
Yeah, that'd be fucking solid. That would be a nice. What is that? 10% day? Yeah, even like, and these tops look so fucking sus right here.
Yeah, she's a sleeper too. Jasmine does its own shit. Remember
Yeah.
in Moab and like none of your shit was up when we first got there and Jasmine was just ripping on mine and we were like, what the fuck?
Yeah, dude. And then we met a girl that had a dog named Jasmine.
Just weird.
Whack ass
Weird
shit.
stuff.
Yeah, I'll take some Jasmines with you.
Yeah, you just. Plus, dude, daily this has so much LRLR all the way up to the top, like back to fucking that 0.02136. If you really zoom out.
Yeah, that's like. Oh wow.
Back to that high.
Holy fuck.
Or just like the one where you have your 0 attached to.
This one, Yep. Yeah, that high looks good. Especially this shit right there. That looks good.
Take some Jasmines.
Monthly high. Yeah, previous monthly high.
I feel like it hasn't gotten any movement in a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like 9-1 RR if you played that.
Yeah, weekly is also holding above that previous day equal, which would be that previous weekly equal. So like in that KSM, MTL, saw a nice little
And
shtickle.
last thing on Jasmine, it did
Oh,
get that daily CISD
Mhm.
right at the 618, pretty much. Yeah, that one. And
Yep.
then really, if you measure OTE from the bottom wick up, it was really like a 618 tap on that.
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep. I like that.
Bodies closing all back above, like discount even. I like that a lot.
And holding 786, bodies are holding 705, bodies are holding off this whole range, right? So this one's looking really good too. Jasmine, sleeper. Zai, Avax, Cello, Doge. Doge, this is the outline that Mr. Hayes spoke to us about last night. Look at this retrace that we're getting right now, right into that CISD. This went fucking crazy, right? Didn't quite get the high, but that 200 is right where we kind of wanted to see reject. So now we're retesting this 4-hour CISD and looking for a little continuation up from here. This 4-hour swept the bottom. So this is looking like a nice little 4-hour. This blunt one might get swept still, right? It can go a little bit lower. Like we said, previous day equal tap. We wouldn't mind that. So if they want to do that, totally cool with us. But the chain outlining this was absolutely insane. We posted it on our Twitter.
Oh yeah, ridiculous. I like bust out that tool.
Yeah, you're like, hold up. 4-hour Doge. Bust out the little line tool. Don't drink up. Sheeb is looking nice too. I like Sheeb. At least through all of that, I'm really like, maybe I'm being too hopeful, but I'm absolutely just like drooling for these fucking tops right here. Like I just want these fucking tops. Those feel right to me. But obviously we'll need to see some volume coming into here, and alt season's back on. LTC, Jupe, similar thing. Last night we outlined that inside our Discord. Today it saw a nice little ripper, right? Retrace into this little 618 right there. And look at today's nice little 8%er on there. I think it retraced. Yeah, this one was a little bit of a sleeper stock. I feel like the way it swept right here, almost retested with this little order block, but the area that we wanted to bounce out of, that's exactly what we're doing. These bodies closing above this will give us some nice upside, I feel like. Especially, yeah, this weekly is looking solid. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, remind me from now on to use the long position tool.
Oh, yes.
On all my trades.
Yes.
So I can actually flame kids back. The real ones, no.
Yep.
But
It's
better the receipts, the better it is.
Yeah, it's the same thing you've been saying for the longest time about Twitter, is that everybody likes to go bias and fucking this and fucking that, but it's like, dude, just fucking trade the fucking chart.
Yep. And I do talk like from a bullish standpoint a lot of the times, but it's like a lot of the times we're in a bullish fucking market.
Mm-hmm.
So I may seem biased, but I still, and I don't short much, but I sit on my hands instead because I'm not great at shorting, and I'll be the first to admit that.
Yeah, you really wait on
sit out.
OTEs and everything.
Yep. I would literally, maybe someday I'll practice it, but as of now, like the last time I did that, I think it was last year when I started shorting more, it threw me off. Like I'm better waiting for my longs than I am flipping back and forth, because then it just results in me doing too much flip-flopping.
Yeah.
It's not that I don't see the bearish move sometimes, and that's why I posted the other day. Like it looked weak, and it did. And then as soon as we hit that fucking 105.6, 106 level, I was like you said, it got flipped into support. And I was like, if this is going to bounce, it has to be right here. Otherwise, we are going down to that 4-hour discount. Just play it for what it is. You don't have to have a fucking bias.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's fucking.
But
That's
yeah,
some fucking
remind me
shit.
to use that tool.
Yeah,
Just so I have it.
I
Have
got
the
you.
receipts.
You can also, like on the web version of Blowfin, it
Yep.
shows you like you can literally just like screenshot your fucking entry
Yep. True that.
of where like it shows you
even
the time
better.
to fill.
Even better.
Yeah, and that one goes back. That one goes back. Like you can look at all of your historic trays. Like, can fucking share my fucking sheep chart. This shit's fucking littered. It's only like that was back when I was just like fucking flip flopping and wasn't really fucking looking charts. It was like during that whole consolidation. I was like short, long, short, long, short, long. But this time, the way that I'm trading thing, it was just like from hanging out with you, learning from you. It's just been like, okay, just wait on your shit and then go. Because I will not lie, over here on like FET and Jupe, I was like, oh fuck, I gotta flip fucking short. We're fucking selling. But then I was like, wait a minute, we've got these bullish displacements that are holding. So outlining our OTE, it is looking like we want to continue to the upside. Like we got our weekly animals, so all of those are looking solid. MNC, new setup right there. That's what I want. MNC.
Yeah, and you're really good at the flipping, like with no bias. Way better than I am. Like you can be short and then flip long on a dime. Like I just have never been that guy.
Yeah, I would say it came from just like a lot of ass clapping on both sides.
Well, you just know how to read price very well on both sides. Like I feel like you see it unbiased. I don't know. I just always see the bullish.
Yeah,
The bullish
it's like
take.
sometimes I get caught up on that too, and it's like, God, oh my fucking lord.
You've been saying that shit for so long. I can't believe it actually moved, I guess. That's what I'm
Dude,
surprised
me
about.
fucking too. I thought this was gonna be the same shit that they've done over here, just this and then fucking nothing. But
Nope.
the sweep of this liquidity, I think that was
Crack indicator.
yeah, dude. Crack fucking sweep right there. Yeah, make sure you guys are following Crack Trading. That's CRAK_trading on Twitter. Phenomenal tools that he provides. This was one of the reasons that I was like, okay, let's long. It was same thing on NQ actually this morning. If you were watching the stream, we were sitting right here and this thing lit up like right at the fucking open of this 15-minute candle. I was like, well, Crack indicator saying long, so we can.
That's not worth $15. I don't know what is.
Yeah, exactly. $15 for a fucking 727 tickles. You fucking kidding me? Even if you took it with micros, that's $700 right there.
Can't even get a decent handy during Pride Month for $15.
Yeah, literally, dude. Literally. But hey, you can join Discord for $250 and receive some fucking dick pics in your DMs probably.
See, and I won't go into it too much. I already spent enough of my day on that. But I'm not even hating on the price. I'm hating on the fact of being short, being on the wrong side of the market for 2 weeks, and then the day the pump comes being like, yo, you get a free one-on-one with your $250 membership is fucking wild.
A free one-on-one. That's crazy.
Otherwise, I would have kept my mouth shut.
At absolutely no cost to you. You get a fucking.
Sorry about telling you to short for the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Pull up HNT daily really quick.
Make sure I give Crack some credit too on this shit. Oh, that's this morning's stream. I'll quote that, or I'll make sure I'll outline that little where I'm saying, well, Kraken D looks like it wants to work to the upside because it deserves that fucking credit. All right, you were saying HNT. God, I still cannot believe fucking look at these fucking steps, dude. She's fucking striding to this fucking upside. Like, good fucking lord. Fucking Christ. HNT daily.
Yeah, so like mark out that sell side to the left.
This one.
Yep. Or just like to the left even more, like those lows.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like just look how we're basing
Mm-hmm.
along that shit.
Yep.
Like this can be a range play at least back up to like 50% of this huge range down.
Yeah. Yeah, a lot of these names look like they just want to at least see a fucking retrace into something if we're really looking for like shorts on the quarterly, but the way that they're opening some of these up look like
Wait,
like,
don't change it yet.
Mm-hmm.
Where would you measure like premium discount of this huge range? Yeah, so like that top down.
Yeah.
So yeah, like a retrace back to 324 at least on this. That's a beautiful range trade.
Well, but the way they are also the way they left these stops makes me think that they're gonna come up. And look at the way, right? Sweep of this liquidity. We swept this liquidity again.
Ooh.
Now this is holding this right here. The body has held the bottom of this candle, right? So now if it closes back above the top of this candle or the up close of this candle, then it can really see that fucking run to the upside.
Yeah, but I'm saying even if you're aiming at that equilibrium, that is still a huge trade. Oh, my bop.
Yep. Oh, he's prime.
Like the look of it.
IOTA, look at this little fucking bullshit that we drew out on it. Like, we made a post about it saying, hey, we can see like these setups are looking a lot like this little fucking consolidation and continuation out of it. And that is pretty much what we were fucking getting over here. IOTA, did I get into any? I think I sold my IOTAs. Yeah, I did. Sold it. But that sweep up the low right here, IOTA looks pretty sendy to the upside as well.
I had for the next fucking week again.
Yeah, such a good fucking song.
Like the look of it.
Farting it up. Looks pretty fucking decent. Above that 200, just needs above that weekly break, and then it can fucking go.
Farting it up.
Farting it up, dude. I'm telling you, fart looks fucking phenomenal. The best coin to trade is fart coin. Fart. Elon told me about it. He told me he likes to fart a lot. I'm not sure about the name, but fart sounds pretty funny. Sounds like a funny name. ZRX, you were liking it last night. I hope you fucking took this shit.
Yeah, I'm in it. I'm in every
Fuck.
I literally had 20 positions open.
Dude, fucking say. I didn't want to fucking say anything, but I was like, fuck, dude. Like,
Did you not see that thread I posted right after?
Oh, yeah, I did. I saw all of those fucking positions.
And that was, I didn't even include the ones that like we didn't mention. Just I was like,
I feel like I just need to record a video because Here, I'll send you the GM, and I just closed out like 3 positions. Me saying, yeah, I'll never open up more than 3 positions. 18 positions later.
Well, yeah, I'm not scared of China no more.
Yeah, dude. I think that trip fucking changed me, I think. Like, I don't know what happened there. I don't know if it was...
Ooh, alt still looks really good. I know you like that one.
Yeah. And this one gives pretty fucking decently too. I feel like, yeah, I like this one.
Gives good what?
You know. Yeah, sweep up that blunt candle right there. That is fucking, I like that. Maybe on this one, retest of this previous day equal, and that can get us that nice send off because I'm not liking that blunt candle open right there. I think this one retraces a little bit on alt. NG. Yeah, ING is AI fart. We just outlined 0x AI.
LRC looks really nice, but I don't know. There's not great entries on any of these anymore. Hopefully y'all were watching last night, because
Yeah,
that was a fucking bottom.
I think super you can still get into it over here because to me it looks like they broke this trend line.
Oh my ENS, I'm pissed I missed that one. So I traded every fucking time, and it's the one time I didn't.
Oh my god, Uni, what the fuck? Maker.
Oh,
Ave.
that KAIGO, I think, or KAIDO one that
Oh
I
yeah,
sent you last night.
Kaido, like Kaido?
Or TO. That
Yeah.
daily. Maybe not so much anymore, but that shit.
Oh, the way if it was like up close, yeah.
Yeah. It looked good yesterday. INJ I still like the most. Still my favorite.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jasmine, I guess. I mean, if you didn't get in anything last night and you wanted to get in something, I would say Jasmine.
Jasmine or alt. Jasmine and alt still looking good. Yeah, INJ is looking fucking solid. I think. Let me take a look at align these.
Fucking shit wants to go.
Bell. And hook.
Yeah. Peng still looks good. Penguin.
Oh, Pang.
Pudgy Peng.
Pingu. Yeah, Panga. Panga looks fucking great. Let's see. Flog. I think Flog could still give a solid.
They beat that shit with a fucking stick.
Yeah, they like. It's like a little frog was hopping across the road and they just fucking
Shot it.
Yeah.
Frogger.
Fucking ran it over with a semi 10 fucking times over. It's pretty much what they like. A little smolting, if you guys follow him on Twitter, that's what they're like doing to him. Just like fucking squishing that shit. Murdering it.
I'll say I did close a lot of my Solana because that one kind of looks not that great.
Whoa, Alice, what the freak?
Solana looks pretty tapped. I don't know why. It just does.
This wick right there, that was a little
It just looks
weak sauce.
heavy. Its structure just doesn't look as good as the rest of them. Like that looks like a rounding like cell model still.
Yep, because the sweep of this liquidity right there.
Yeah.
Too.
And like failure to close above that down candle. Yeah, I closed that. It was a nice retrace. I don't trust it fully.
This OP. This one doesn't look too bad. OP.
Yeah, I was just looking at that too. I can't find one that's not rejecting the 200 right now.
Yeah, that's
Fucking
the
200 is goated.
Yeah, especially the one that you coded with the gray and the blue.
Yep.
Or whatever, red and green. I just have gray and blue for my shit. It's just the style. AG, do, Alice Alpha. Let's scroll through. Arcum. But yeah, I guess into July 4th weekend, it's whatever Shane fucking said. I trust his shit. He's been in this game for a very long time, so given that last year he didn't necessarily see fireworks. He wanted to see red, white, and blue. The only thing that ended up being was red, so maybe you don't fuck with crypto into the weekend. But Bitcoin, this is actually, I did want to look at this and show you guys kind of the logic that I go through and what we were talking about, that 105 level, right? And it's similar. It's the same way that I scan over NQ every morning and every day, and you can apply this to absolutely any stock, any ticker, any whatever, right? So you want to outline your either like previous high or previous low or area of resistance, area of whatever. right? So right here, we can see we outlined this 108, 107. Let me get rid of all of this so that we just see just the pure price action, right? So right now, we had this initial high, right? We broke above it. We displaced back below it. So now, if we saw displacement below the level, we typically like to come back and retest those levels. A lot of times, price will come back and retest those levels to confirm that, hey, yeah, this is now support turn resistance, resistance turn support, liquidity taken turn resistance, right? It happens a lot of times. So this right here, right? We had this breakout. We displaced back below it. Now you can see how these bodies came back and retested this 109 level, right? This 109, 110 level, whatever you want to call it. You can see how many times we retested it, right? Our bodies are respecting it. We sold back down from it into this area, right? Now we have this level right there, like 102 or maybe even 101. Now let's take a look at 101 because this has been solid, right? Over here, you can see how the bodies are rejecting it, right? We broke above it. We came back down. This candle came into it. No body close above it. Sold back down. Retested again. Sold back down. Now we see a displacement through it. So once a candle displaces through a level, that's when you can look for those flips and see where that support turns resistance or resistance turns support. This is going to like the most basic fucking price analysis shit you can ever fucking think of. This is probably like the first thing you learn in a Discord that you paid $100 for, right? They're like, all right, support resistance. What are those fucking zones called? Fucking buy and sell zones? What are they fucking? Supply demand. Yeah, supply demand shit. Like, I still don't understand supply and demand. Like, for being in the trading game for, what, 3-4 years now? I'm still like, supply demand, I have no fucking idea. I'd say it's more of like understanding buyers and sellers. But over here, right, we saw displacement through it. Now look at the way these bodies are respecting it, right? The bodies are closing above that level. So now we're like, okay, well, this is indicative that this is support. Now, given that we had this displacement through that level, support, another displacement below it, right? The body closes below this level. Now look at this. We come back up, retest it. Look at the way these bodies are respecting it. They're rejecting it to the downside. Now we get that rejection, right? And then look again, right? Another displacement through that level, and look at the way that we're respecting this 101 again. So it's that similar thing. That's that 105 that Shane was just talking about, right? This 105. Is it just straight 105 that you were looking at?
5.6 is like that fucking. Let me see. Let me pull up my chart quick.
Like 105 600.
105 599.99. So yeah, 105 600. And it was that, I think it was a 20-day IPTA look back that I initially marked. But that, from there to that 106, it's like, that is exactly where we saw that 4-hour outside candle off the 200 EMA.
Yeah.
Yesterday.
And we can see that right here, right? So same thing, right? Initial rejection right here, break above it with displacement, right? Displacement candle closed above it. These bodies are respecting it, come back down, retest it. Kind of break through it, retest the top of it again, break through it, retest it with the bodies right now, break below it, displacement back through it, and now we're retesting it. It's the same thing that I think I was looking at it on. It's on NQ, right? It's the same thing that we look for in terms of displacement, right? Like this morning, that is one of the reasons that we went long, was because we saw a lack of displacement through this level right there. Right, we didn't see any displacement below this previous daily low, which told us, okay, well, if we don't want to displace through it, that means that level is still a very valid either liquidity for a reversal, or it's a valid quote-unquote support zone. So you can see price coming back and retesting it and bouncing out of it. That's why marking your like previous liquidity sweeps is very important. That is why we say the previous week high, right? You were at the beginning of the week, we said, all right, well, we swept that previous week high, right? There's our Sunday open, right? Absolute ripper through this level. We respected this level. We were saying, okay, we're not taking any shorts until that level breaks. We see this displacement. This next candle, this hourly candle retests this Sunday or this previous week high, right? We don't see any body close above it. So, okay, well, that tells us shorts. We swept the previous hourly high. We still got liquidities to the downside. right? We have no body close. We have no displacement. So now we're seeing nice rejection, right? We get below the Sunday open. Sunday open, same thing, right? Sunday open is our next liquidity. Right here, let me straighten that out. Sunday open is the next liquidity, right? We displace through it. Now watch, what do we do over here? We come back up and we retest that level. That's like the simplest thing. That's probably one of the first things that I've learned was this, just like those quote unquote support resistance levels, is those retest of the highs, retest of the lows, and seeing how price reacts to them. Like if you see it above it, then obviously long. If you see it below it, then short. And right here, right? Retest of the Sunday open. Nice little shorts over here, a little continuation up. Still not seeing a solid right close above it. We are retesting this breakout high right there, right? That's why it's important to leave some of those levels on your charts. That 22,780, 75. We almost to a tick rejection right there. The high on this candle was 22,781, 25. So one tick above it. 1 point above it, whatever you want to fucking call it, tick point, doesn't fucking matter. Matters just like the price and looking at it. And that was also the low that we retested right here, right? So we broke through this level, we retested it, saw a continuation up, swept this liquidity, no close above this level, right? The 22,913 that we outlined, no close above that, so rejection below it, right? And now we're back above this Sunday open, we're back above that previous week high. Okay, now we almost retested it. Now we can look for the upside. Again, once we break below that level, then okay, we can look for our breakout highs. This 22,780 is still going to be a valid level that we can possibly bounce out of. If we break below it, right, displacement, once again, if we displace through that level, then we can look for the next level, right? That's going to be our Sunday open. Sunday open, if we don't see a bounce when we displace through it, all right, what is our next liquidity? And it's kind of looking at those levels, looking for those internals, externals. I hope that is making sense, as it's almost like on Roblox. Roblox was those things that I learned this on. This one of the first trading groups that I joined, and this guy Melski, that was his strategy, was trading those breakouts and retest of those breakouts, and that's what he would do. I mean, initially I was like, like this is making sense, and I was doing pretty good with it, with those levels. But you would go on like a hourly or a 4-hour time frame, right? And you would outline those levels, kind of what you were seeing. So like, let's see, let's zoom in on like a 4-hour chart. I just want to show you guys this little example. When was I? Probably trading this shit over here somewhere. Let me find like a good, just something that will make sense, right? So right here, right, we see all of these tops, and you can mark out almost, not necessarily the tops of the wicks, but where the bodies are closing, right? So right here at this like 42 level, right, we can put our level right here. So watch, right, displacement through it. Now we come back and retest this level, so you can take longs off of that, right? You can take a small little call off of this, and the retest of this level gives you 6% on the day, right? Okay, cool. It's the same way that we play liquidities, right? Now we swept this liquidity right here, and we don't see displacement through it, so now we're going back below it, right? So displacement, hold, we're good for upside. Displacement, no hold, we're likely reversing back to the downside and retesting some of those levels. So over here, right, we broke below this level, this 42, this displacement. Now what was our next liquidity right here? It was this level right there, right? Look at that 41. Look at the way that this candle comes back up, retests it, right? We break below that. So now we're looking at all of these liquidities. We continue selling. Now this is our next liquidity level right here. All right. We see a little bit of a consolidation. We come back up, sweep these highs, huge displacement below it. Now look at this reaction right there, right? This broke up, back up above it. Ugh, I'm like choking my fucking words. You can also mark out those bottoms too, right here. So this broke through this bottom level, right? Then we displaced back through this level, and look at the way this level is holding again. And then look at the way the stop is holding, right? The stop that is pretty much the bottom right there. Look at the way we've rejected it. Now, once we break up back above it, look at the way this level is holding. It's the same thing that Hayes has outlined in his PDF, just marking out those key levels, right? This is looking on a lower time frame, just going based off of general rejection zones. His PDF outlines it in a little bit of like a different context, but it's taking that similar knowledge, right? This high or this low still plays, right? Like, look at this, right? Retest, can't displace above it. We finally displace above it. This holds a little bit, break down below it. Keep on rejecting it over here. Not necessarily a big body close above it. Now we displace back above it. Then we keep on holding it. Rejection over here of that level. It's just kind of realizing those levels. And then right here, right? Break above that high. This high got displaced, right? We saw a huge move. No retrace back down below it. What does Bryce do over here? Comes back and retests this. All right, let me whip out this motherfucking tool.
Say something really quick.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, this is why, okay, I'm not an ICT purist, but ICT helped me understand context, and that's why I won't shame or say there's one trading strategy that works for anyone, because they all do work. The only thing that was missing for me the whole time was the context. That resistance line you just marked before, it was obviously a resistance line, but you needed context around how to trade it. You can't just buy and sell because it tapped that level. But if you get a 5-minute order block off that level and give it context, or a liquidity was swept under that level and the level was reclaimed, that's why I think context and being able to read the price action is the most important thing, because then, yeah, you can include all these different things like I do with my key levels, like we do with the 200 EMA, but by themselves, they're pretty useless.
Yeah, it means nothing by itself, right? And then once again, right, the breakout of this high right here, the breakout of this high right there, retest of it, right? We come back, we displace through it, initially comes back down, retests it, continues up. We continue up for quite a fucking while, up until we retest the same level again, right? This is, what is this? 147 days later, we come back and retest this breakout level. And look at this, right? Tap into it. Tap into it, wick, back, we're going back, right? And it's kind of taking those breakout highs once again right there, right? Breakout high, broke through it, kind of consolidated above it, saw a nice little fair value gap, right? So fair value gap combined with this retest, combined with this little wick retracing down to it, we continue up, right? And it's always looking at what do you have above, what do you have below, where does price want to go? Looking at your draw on liquidity. That is a big thing, right? It's we're just asking yourself, where is price more likely to go next, right? Right here today on NQ on the 4-hour. Right on the 4-hour, yeah, we were saying, hey, we can. I want to see it, do a power of 3, but for me, we still need context, right? And that was well, all right, what is the most likely liquidity? Over here, we swept, right? Saw a nice little displacement back above it, and it was our context is if we close back above this level, then we can see a continuation up. Once we started breaking below this level on the hourly, it was it's almost pretty clear the way that price is going. They want to see this right here, and it is combining all of the time frames to form your quote unquote bias of what does price actually want to do. On over here, let me take a look. A sweep of this liquidity right there, right? We saw a decent reaction, right? The sweep of this low right here on the 15-minute. Let me just look at the price action, right? The sweep of this liquidity, right? Look at the way the 15-minute bounced out of it. Okay, yeah, that looks pretty decent, right? On the 15-minute, okay, we kind of came back above it, but this next 15-minute, the way it stayed inside, it was well, the hourly is just opening up, right? This 7:45. This hourly is just opening up. This next candle's closing the hourly a bit iffy. And it's like, well, they can't just leave this little hourly candle like upon the sweep of this, right? If we're just looking at the price action, that's like just this, right? So it's like, will they actually reverse it out of here? And I was like, well, the likelihood of that happening is quite low, because it's like 4 hour, right? On the 4 hour, that is not the major liquidity. That is why it's so important to look at your higher time frames, right? On the hourly, yeah, that liquidity looks pretty decent. On the 15-minute, oh yeah, that looks fucking fantastic, right? It's the very last like standing out liquidity that we have. Okay, well, we swept that, right? Okay, on the 4 hour, it doesn't look like the best. Doesn't look like the best. On the hourly, it looks okay, right? But then over here, we open up the next hourly, we sweep the top of this candle. We don't see a displacement above the top of this candle, right? And it's like, okay, well, we swept this. We have these two little weird liquidities right here. The 4 hour has still not closed. The 4 hour, right? The sweep of the 4 hour liquidity on this doesn't look the best. Previous day low looks the best on the 4 hour. So it's like, all right, well, that is the best draw for us right now at that point, considering we swept the 15-minute no displacement. Then we can just play the outside 15-minute on this. That's 154 tickles right there, or you can take it all the way down to the bottom over here, right? So then after that, once we swept that on the hourly, we can start dropping down to our lower time frames and seeing what is happening on those lower time frames, right? All right, you don't have to take the very bottom of this, but once we start seeing displacement, right, you could have taken it on this 15-minute. You could have said to yourself, all right, well, they can come up, not close above the open of this 15-minute candle, and give it a falling 3 method, right? Where they don't close the candle above this, or like the body respects this, right? We don't see any up close above this little level right there. So the next 15 minutes sweeps the liquidity, and then we go, right? But the fact that we came up over here, closed above it, on the 5-minute, you could see displacement, right? Clear displacement. We have a fair value gap. So what is that telling us? Well, on the 4 hour, swept major liquidity. On the 15-minute, we invalidated our falling 3. On the 5-minute, we have this fair value gap. All right, what is our next liquidity? Given that we have an S&D day, given that we have swept the Asian low, London low, what is our next liquidity? It's going to be London high. And that is pretty much exactly what we did. That is what's going on inside of my head whenever I'm trading most of the days now, right? Like, I'm looking across 4 different time frames, keeping the higher time frame in mind. You're looking for entries on the lower time frame. Back in the day, or back when I first started like trading ICT and, you know, looking through his charts, it was like, all right, 1 minute is the fucking play, right? You fucking look for a 1 minute reversal. You can tell we're fucking running late on the stream because my voice is starting to just like fuck off and I'm yapping. Hopefully everybody's enjoying this. I don't know if it's making sense. Shane, you're the only one that can judge me.
It's great.
But
only God can judge you.
But right, looking across 4 major time frames, you take your 4 hours as your daily time frame, because I mean, if you're trading daily, that's totally cool. But I used to be so ass backwards about it, of like, well, all right, on the 1 minute, we are just retracing into the range and we can short, or we can do this and that, right? Like right here, oh yeah, on the 1 minute, we just retraced into the OTE of this level, and now we're rejecting the 705, so that means we're going to come back down and sweep this again, and probably going to get your fucking ass clapped, right? You're not looking at anything else, right? You're so zoomed in on the 1 minute, and you're just like, I'm speaking from fucking experience. I used to get my shit fucking handed to me. And sometimes, like, I still fucking do, but zoom out and start looking for your place on the higher time frame. That is, like, the best thing that can help you. Once you start looking on that, like, the way those higher time frames are playing out and take it into context, right? Over here on the hourly, okay, well, 50% of this, we can take this 1 minute little displacement. Okay, this comes back over here, opens up, tap into the 705. Okay, let's scalp it, because This is, I feel like it's a better RR than taking a short right here, right? If you took a short right there, if I won't let me, you have this 51 points versus 156 gain. And then if you're entering over here on the 618, you're still risking about 60 points, right? But you have a much larger upside. Like, your upside is, what? The trade that we took today was 15R. Like, it's just looking at those higher time frames, right? It's like, well, all right, on the daily, on the 4 hour, we have swept a major liquidity. Previous day low, huge fucking liquidity. So it's like, given everything, like combining all of those things together, it gives you that context, right? It's just like you can't trade without context. Fuck, I'm tapped out. Somebody else speak.
Dude, dude, you put in the work.
Somebody else, Doc. But that is like the big rundown of that is how I look at charts. That is what's going on inside my head. Those are like the things that I look for. Like everything combined into this, and that has come from, you know, learning ICT, learning just like liquidities, learning those candle patterns that we talk about, like rising 3, falling 3, outside candles, inside candles, which what is it? What is this indicator by by FX for a living. This previous day equal, previous day low, right? It's something that I've never thought about, but adding it to the context of like, well, okay, if once we get above that previous day low, whatever candle you're looking at, right? If you're looking on the 15-minute, you can zoom down on the 1 minute time frame and see where price wants to go. Not saying you should be doing that, but just looking at that. So right now, I'll close out with this, right? Ethereum 2,500 level. Fuck. Something that I kept on fucking stressing. Look at the bodies, right? Bodies, respecting. We break below it, retest it, break back through it, hold, break below it. Now we see a displacement back above it. So if they want to come down, 2,500 must hold in order for us to continue to the upside. And I'll end on that. So thank you guys so much for tuning in, for hanging out with us, for watching me yap for an hour. I hope you learned something. Hope it brought value to you. If it did, make sure to give it a like, give it a share. Make sure you tell your mom, tell your friend, whoever you want to share this with. Yeah. Make sure you guys check out the Discord. That's www.paperchairs.io. That's the website. You can scroll down to the bottom of the page and check out any previous live streams that we have done in the past. Check our track record, see how we've done. You can also scroll through both of our Twitter pages. I was just checking out at Hayes Beats. Absolutely insane. Draws this little squiggly line, and that shit follows it like a magnet. Make sure you guys check him out. Get him to 3,000 followers. We'll do a lifetime membership giveaway on his account. If we get me to 1,000 followers, we're going to do another lifetime membership giveaway. You just have to repost that tweet that we have pinned at the top of my page. What else we got? If we get this stream to 500 views, we'll do a giveaway of some merch. We got a hat, hoodie, or a t-shirt. If you want a mug, I'm sure we can make that work for you too. If you want a duffel bag, we can make that work for you. You want sweatpants? Sure. You want a fucking whatever you want. We'll get it to you. With the Paper Traders logo on it. No gay shit though.
No.
You want a Ford Bronco Sport with the Paper Traders logo on it? Go fuck yourself. If you want a real man Bronco, we got you. Full size Bronco.
One more thing really quick.
Oh yeah.
Pull up Jasmine.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Jasmine.
That's what I'm leaving you with.
And we're gonna roll down on the 4 hour. And we're gonna see the sweep of this previous day high. Right? So now we're gonna see a break above this. And this. And then that.
31% already from the time I entered on stream. entry posted in Discord with the long position thing for all the haters.
Oh, same. What was your entry?
It is 0.012755.
Hell yeah. I'm 0.012751.
Let's go.
Fucking connected.
But yeah, you guys enjoy your 4th. I have to go finish packing and prepping the car because we're gonna leave early.
Mm-hmm.
And you know me, I love to procrastinate. So here we
And
are.
I think after the 4th, we are going to have some very exciting news regarding the paper traders and regarding our little life situations.
Yes, sir.
So make sure you guys stay tuned for that. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you check out Blowfin. Last thing, Blowfin. Check them out. That's what we're using to trade these per pairs. At Blowfin on Twitter, you can use the code Hazed or code Eddie. We also have them in our description, so check those out. Give them a follow. Use our links. Use the codes Hazed or Eddie. You'll get a nice and a little initial deposit bonus. Waiting for Hazed to get his API on it, and from there, the Discord is going to have a special little something for everybody to enjoy. On that note, thank you guys. We'll see you guys tomorrow morning. Love you. Appreciate you. Peace out.